Hello there, Itri here. Today I'm going to be doing a brief overview on how I lay out my cities, why I choose the way to do things, and also going briefly over the irrigation system in the Land of Lions, amongst other things. Let's get straight into this. The first thing I get asked regularly is, why do you have a triple road system? The reason why I have my road system set up like this is twofold. One, it allows me to have a parallel rail system with multiple crossover points. That means you can have multiple trains out on the line at the same time, and they can just change track whenever they want. There won't be any slowdown or halting. Another reason why is the junction systems. I like to have a road between them because if you have the rail system touching each other, when you come to the box junctions, sometimes they can be quite glitchy in their layouts and how the trains turn. So having this road in between them just makes it a much more smoother and efficient way of getting the trains to move around. Also, if you like aesthetic side of things later on, you can then delete the middle road and do attractive things down the center, like having the canal system, or you can have hedgerows with tree lights down here. So we put it to night mode, we have lights down here as well. So we have our new island set up over here. Now we need to figure out where the train tracks are going to go. So this island is a decent size, so we're definitely going to need a power plant on the island, whether it be for housing or for production. And the island has its own source of oil as well, so we're going to need a train track running from there as well. So the oil harbour can go on a shoreline, so we either have this one or this coast here. Now if we have a look at this coast over here, this is on the northeast facing side, which is kind of pointless, as there's nothing that enters or leaves from this edge of the map over here, and all the other islands are on the other side. So the logical side is for the oil harbour to be over here. So if we have a look at the oil wells over here, I'd recommend drawing in the train track system early with dirt roads, and can even blueprint them if you prefer as well. So I have it running straight down in a straight line, keeping it nice and simple, to where the oil harbour will be down here. And we're probably going to need a power plant over here as well on this side. So I've just drawn a straight line over here, keeping it nice and in the centre of the landmass. And again, intersecting through the middle of the landmass as well. So now we've drawn where the rough line of where the train tracks should go. We now know that we're not going to build on top of this, so this is now reserved. We can work around this central spinal structure of where the rails are going to go. Next thing we'll go over is, should I have set up separate islands for housing and productions? Short answer, in my opinion, yes, you should have islands set up for separate purposes. If you have an island like this is the very first starting island, which has housing on it. It has all the tiers of production when I was expanding quickly. It also makes it very hard to manage the harbour systems, because now we have all the imports for all the foods and all the sourcing materials coming in and out of the harbour, which makes the system very busy. Also, it makes managing stock on this island a nightmare, because there's so many things you have to keep on top of. Whereas if we have a look at an island up here that is just gathering all of the grapes, there's only one thing we need to monitor on this island. The fewer things that need to be going in and out of the island, the better. Like this island is just housing. So we only need to monitor over here the food and drink and clothing situation. There's no production, we don't need to monitor it at all. So it just makes your life a little bit easier having this over here. Also makes the harbour life a lot easier, makes loading times and queues for ships to come in and out a lot shorter. The next question I get asked quite regularly is, why do I choose a 3x2 layout on the houses? Couple of reasons why I choose this. The first one is, when you have houses touching and next to each other, it increases their likely chances of illness and fire. Having them spaced out in a 3x2 block is a good medium point of reducing the chances of fire and illness while keeping the roading network as lean as possible, in my opinion. The next reason why is the public service buildings. They have an area of effect, not in a circle like the town halls, but they are in a diamond shape. And the effect is covered by the road network. So the more coverage you have on the road network, the greater the efficiency on the diamond spread. The next reason why I like to use a 3x2 is because, again, of the public service buildings. When you first start out, your farmers and workers will require a pub and a marketplace. Once you get up into artisans, they won't need the pub and the marketplace. They'll be needing the university after that. So you can literally delete the pub and the marketplace if you have them touching next to each other like that. And then the university is a perfect fit into that exact same spot. And the 3x2 allows you also to place in other items, like the hospital fits in a 6 tall perfectly, the members club does, the police stations does. It's just a much clean and easy way of being able to swap and replace these administration buildings in this spot here. The last thing I'll cover off is my take on the irrigation system. A bit of a tricky one for some people, as you have to manage both the irrigation channels and the road system, as they both block and cut off the flow of your agricultural crops. What you'll find is the rivers have their water slots centralized into the middle of the island. So what I tend to recommend people doing is having the crop buildings on the outside edge of the island, and then have channels running from the actual riverside vertically up, where you can filter in from the outside edge. As you can see, all these buildings are just on the outside edge, and they're just filtering into all these channels. Another example is over here. We have 2 river slots here and 1 down here. We have vertical channels down here and production buildings on the outside edge. The roads on the outside edge not encroaching into the hydrated area down here. Same along here. And then we have a large channel system around a natural water body here. And these are the clusters of production buildings filtering in here. Hopefully you found today's video useful. If you appreciate any likes and subscriptions onto the channel and video, and comment down below if there's another guide you'd like me to do next. Stay safe out there, catch you on the next one, people.